DJ Bliss.
DJ Bliss.
DJ Bliss. DJ Bliss.
What up, Bliss?
I go by the name of DJ Bliss. Let's go!
He's the first Emirati DJ to go international, have a #1 album on iTunes, and to sign with major multinational music companies, BMG and Universal.
If you really want to do something and you put your mind to it, you are going to do it.
This multi-talented MC, DJ, radio personality, and
Also known as the DJ Khaled of the Middle East.
This is a man who went on to become one of the most famous and sought-after DJs in the entire region.
The DJing started because I was not the cool kid in school. I wouldn't get invited to the parties. So I'm like, how do I get to these parties? So I said, let me play some music.
I'm representing Dubai. I'm representing UAE. I'm representing the whole world.
We're going to explore the mental models of DJ Bliss. We're also going to explore his practices, his spirituality, what he does on a daily basis for mind, for body, for soul.
I try to do as much as I can to find balance. So if this is all the way left, this is all the way right. If I do both, then I can meet somewhere in the middle, and that's where I try to be.
And we're also going to look at his views on how the world is changing with AI creating music.
And then boom, he plays it, and I'm like, this sounds like better than Eminem.
So let's welcome onto the set DJ Bliss.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that great introduction as well.
So I started listening to some of your music in preparation for this call. And you know what I really like? Halawala.
Thank you. That's my latest song with Shaggy. So what I did is, I don't know if people know like how amazing that song is, not because of the music, but I got a guy from the States, good friend of mine, Shaggy, amazing person, and I got two like regional artists as well. So you got a guy from Kuwait, a guy from Bahrain, a guy from Dubai,
Right.
with a guy who is half Jamaican, half American. Like this is like international, touching like all places. And it's really the first time I've incorporated Arabic words into a song of mine, because I've realized that, you know, if I continue to make songs like everyone else, I'm just gonna, you know, fall into another playlist. But if we start making sounds that are from here, then you start creating your own sound.
And I think that's so important because Arabic music is so beautiful. And it's so amazing to see Arabic beats being infused in music all around the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, if you look at the trend of what's going on with music right now, so I always tell everyone, right now, Afro beats and reggaeton are some of the hottest songs out there. So reggaeton kind of had its time. It's now going into Afrobeat. We're going into Amapiano. So world music is really like taking over. And I don't see why Arabic music would not be the next one. Indian music should be like, you know, another one. Like we're talking about like beautiful instruments and sounds. It's just about a young generation coming in and being, hey, we're not going to make songs about love songs and coming down the mountain, falling in love, almost kissing and then not kissing, you know, when it comes to Indian music. And then Arabic songs are, by the way, Arabic songs are the same, but without the music video. So everything is, oh my God, I love you. I would kill myself. If I cut my veins, your name will, like, it's just so, like, we're like, enough. You know, we want to have nicer love songs, have a good time, have fun, party, smile. So I think generations changing, and that's what's happening.
Now, what is your favorite song that you created?
Oh, you know, I used to ask artists this question all the time, and I used to think, why are they thinking about it? It's got to be pretty obvious, but it's a difficult question. So I think it depends on my mood and what I'm, you know, what I want to do. I have one song called "It's Your Birthday." Obviously, if it's your birthday, it's that song you want to hear. But it's also, I want to see you dance like it's your birthday. So that whole feeling of, you know, when it's your birthday, you get dressed up, you want to go out. So that's like a birthday type of vibe for me. And then "Crazy" is another good one because, again, like it's got that whole reggaeton vibe. It's like you want to dance that. It's gonna make you dance for sure. And like you said, I think Hala Wallah is the song of now. Like this is gonna be my new sound, and this is the foundation of where it's going from now on.
You've opened for some of the most incredible artists in the world. Now we're talking Drake, Prince, Beyonce, Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, 50 Cent, Shaggy, Wyclef, French Montana, Coldplay, Migos, Soulja Boy, Tyga, and more. Right?
Yeah.
So you've now opened for all of these amazing artists. But when you think about your life, what was that part of your life that was the hardest, that was the most difficult, that you eventually overcame?
I would probably have to say COVID, because, you know, everything stopped. The first thing that stopped was entertainment. I remember clearly, like they said, no more entertainment. And We didn't know when things were going to go back to normal. We didn't know when life is going to go back to normal. I mean, we needed permission to go to the supermarket to buy groceries at one point. We couldn't leave the house. There was a curfew. When things started getting back to normal, it was like I was DJing in the club, and literally the words were, make sure nobody dances. So I was like, literally the opposite of what I'm going to do. And I didn't know how long it was going to take. You know, we said, okay, another month, and it was like a year, and then we went into year 2, and even in year 2,
it seemed endless, didn't it?
It just seemed like it was not going to go back to normal. I was like, when is this really going to change, right? And then it wasn't just COVID, it was this variant, then it was that variant, then it was like, oh, so we're basically going through variants now. Right. Honestly, when I look around these days and I see people walking around the mall or airport without a mask, I'm like, you know, like you really forget to thank your blessings that, you know, we're in a room like me and you right now sitting here doing this podcast. We couldn't do this 2 years ago, Vishen. You know what I mean? Like, imagine we had to do a PCR test, wear a mask and do a podcast. So for me, that was probably like, I was like, I don't know, you know, what I'm going to do. Luckily, I have other businesses and, you know, but my love is music. You know, if I can't perform, it would have been very sad. So I think that was really it. But, you know, off the back of that, just getting back into the swing of things, and with the show coming out, getting on there, I think that kind of like, you know, satisfied my...
So I want you to think back to your life right now, okay? Because so many people want to be artists. They want to be famous. They want to be musicians like you. It is such a common dream. So few people succeed. Most people end up living rather mediocre lives. What was it that was different about you? How did you take this dream and actually turn it into something to the level at which you're playing right now?
Yeah, I mean, this is a story of a local kid, Emirati boy, like born and raised in Dubai, went to school over here, and then when like everyone's going away for university, I still stayed here, went to university here as well. And the parties or the DJing started because I was not the cool kid in school. I wouldn't get invited to the parties. So I'm like, how do I get to these parties? So I said, let me play some music. And that's it, really. It went from collecting a couple of CDs and songs, playing a few things, trying a couple of tricks out. And then I'm like, whoa, this is cool. And then I got a job, and then I was getting paid like pretty good. I was able to pay for my own university. And then straight after graduating.
From DJing?
Yeah. Yeah, I was and I'm talking about early days. It wasn't even that much money, but I was way better than going to a job 5 days a week, working 9 hours a day. I wouldn't have been able to do it, right? If you think about it, if I'm studying every day of the week, where is it? I know people do like work in the day and do a evening course, but no, I was going through regular university, doing a couple of DJ gigs at night, and I was able to take care of all my own expenses, pay for my own college. And then from there, I went into radio, and then I was getting, you know, radio and DJ. And then I'm like, am I getting paid to do what I love?
But that's hard for so many people. What do you think made you different? Was it luck?
No, I don't think it's luck.
Was it a conscious thing that you were doing?
Yeah, I think it's perseverance. Like, you know, I'm a true believer of that. I think there's an answer. There's always an answer if you look for it. You know, right now it's way easier this day and age, but... If you really want to do something and you put your mind to it, you are going to do it, right? But you really have to, I mean, like you said, the whole world wants to be rich. The whole world wants to be healthy. The whole world wants to be slim. The whole world wants a nice house. Everybody does. Don't tell me like nobody does. Right. But who's the one who gets it? The one who said, hey, I'm going to get this.
So what was your approach? To become a world-class, world-famous DJ, what was your approach that got you from zero to at least to a level where you could pay the bills with it?
The paying the bills part was way early. So that was just the start part. So I'm like, okay, if I can pay the bills, then we can do a lot more. So let me build this empire. Let me build my company. Let me invest into businesses. Let me go from radio. Let me go into TV. Let me go into hosting events. Let me go into making music. Let me be the artist now. I was sitting doing interviews like this with artists, and I'm like, you know, I'm tired of doing these interviews. I want to be sitting over there. And, you know, someone interviewed me. And, I mean, we're here doing this right now.
Right, because you were a radio host.
I was a radio host. I interviewed everybody. And I was
That
TV
explains
host.
the cool, silky, smooth voice.
I don't know if I still have it. And also, your voice is pretty good too, Vishen. So you give me a little bit of competition.
That's why I have a podcast, right?
But yeah, I was literally that. I mean, if you think about manifestation, I mean, it's happening right now. You sitting here and doing this interview right now is literally the thing that I manifested.
Do you believe in manifesting?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper. I'm curious about your spiritual beliefs. So I want to understand, what do you believe in terms of spirit and soul?
Yeah.
As well as what do you believe in terms of mindset that you think, that you know really helped you become who you are?
Yeah, look, my name, first of all, right? DJ Bliss. That word, I'm sure you know, in the world of, energy and manifestation and, consciousness is a keyword. You hear it all the time.
Right.
I had a business card. Everything was there except for the word. It was DJ, MT, and then, I had my number and I had a fax back in the day and I had a UK number and all that. So that's the only thing that was missing. So when I picked that name, I heard it in a song and I put it in there. It was years later that this came back full circle, and I figured out that this was the perfect name for me. And when I started getting into things like meditation and stuff and hearing this word more and more, I'm like, this is amazing. I'm like, this word is how I like to feel. It's how I like people to feel. It's the energy that I like to have around me. In my shows, it's how I like, I want everyone to feel blissful. And that's what we do. Like, we don't go DJ to make people cry. Right. We don't go to make them angry. Like, it's not UFC or anything like that. No, this is music, and that's what it does. So I think somehow, some way, when I was choosing that name, this was like an early call towards, that whole vibe.
So I think you actually hit something. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
My first book was The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. But the working title for that book was Blisscipline. And I'll tell you what I mean by Blisscipline.
I love that.
Blisscipline is the discipline of bliss.
Yes.
Practice Blisscipline is now a chapter in that book.
Nice.
And the argument I make is that if you are doing something that gives you bliss, you are inevitably going to get better at it. If you're doing something that stresses you out, you are going to get worse at it and you're going to break yourself.
Yeah.
But if you're doing something that you love, even if you're earning extremely little money, because you love it, firstly, you're going to be healthier, you're going to be more creative, you're going to be performing better, because happiness fuels performance. There are countless studies on this. But because you love it, you will get better and better and better and better and better at it, because it is what you love.
Yeah.
So Blisscipline is one of the secrets to becoming truly successful.
I love that. I might use that one day for something. Blisscipline is a great word.
So bliss, I like that. So that is already a key message for our audience.
Yeah.
What other spiritual practices do you think really resonate with you?
So, the industry that I'm in, I think, is very left of spirituality or a spiritual type of life, right? Because in spirituality, you meditate, you sit in silence, you sleep early, wake up early. You have you're supposed to, it's about your mind, body, and your soul. So, being a DJ, going to the club at 12 o'clock, finishing at 4 o'clock, waking up later, and, it's kind of the opposite of, what you're supposed to do for spirituality. However, I don't ignore it. I try to do as much as I can to find balance. So if this is all the way left, this is all the way right. If I do both, then I can meet somewhere in the middle, and that's where I try to be. I would like to be way more spiritual. I would like to be way more religious, for that matter, as well. In some way, I feel like they're connected too. But it is a little difficult considering the life or the lifestyle that I'm in.
Because you are DJ in a club, but you also have a reality TV show.
Correct.
Dubai Bling.
Yeah.
And both of those things, reality TV
Yeah.
and clubbing, are not typically associated with spirituality.
Correct.
But I would actually say, why not? Because it's not about reality TV. It's not about clubs. It's about who you are in the presence of these experiences, right? And one of the things I notice about you is, and I heard this from other actors who know you and people who have worked with you, they say you are the nicest guy on TV. In the show you're on, they constantly say like the reality, even reality TV show is cut in a way to make people look scandalous.
Yeah,
but
not always, but
not always.
Could
but,
be, yeah.
But in the midst of that, you always come across as a very intelligent, caring, compassionate character.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And whoever said that, thank you as well. I appreciate those words.
So I heard that from the cast of Real Housewives of Dubai.
Oh, really? Good friends of mine. Yeah, a few of them are good friends of mine. Yeah.
I think you can be at a party and you can be spiritual.
Absolutely.
And it's funny how people judge this. So speaking of the Real Housewives of Dubai, so they are friends of mine as well, and I put up a picture with them and me. They were acknowledging me. I'm not the type of guy who takes pictures with celebrities, but they were saying, "Hey, we're here with Vishen. We love his work," and I shared that, and somebody commented, "I thought you were spiritual." And I responded to that comment because I genuinely can. I'm like, why do you think this is not spiritual?
Yeah.
Because they star in a reality TV show?
Yeah.
It's not about how reality TV makes out these people. It's about who they are in their heart. And I
True.
know these women, they are incredible mothers,
Yeah.
incredibly ambitious. They may be wealthy, they may have style, they may have glamour, but they do good work in the world. I know their charity projects. I know how they raise their kids.
Yeah.
I've interviewed them on my podcasts. We have this broken idea of spirituality that you got to sit cross-legged under a tree or join a monastery. I think that can sometimes be a waste of life. I think we can be spiritual, good, compassionate, tapping into our soul, being kind to people while we're a DJ, while we are at a club. So there's this great quote on spirituality by the philosopher Ken Wilber, and I love this quote. It's from an essay called Egolessness. And Ken Wilber says the goal isn't to get rid of the ego. The goal is to use the ego to fuel yourself to create change. He goes on to write the great spiritual sages and mystics of the world, from Jesus to Moses to Padmasambhava, were not feeble-minded milquetoast. They were movers and shakers who rattled the world with the force of their ego. From subduing entire continents like Muhammad, to bringing a bullwhip to a temple like Jesus, to creating social revolutions like the Buddha. They were not just passive observers of life or people who explored their internal states. They went out there and instigated social revolutions that lasted generations.
Right.
And this is where people confuse
Wow, amazing.
spirituality.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, I think so. Religion for that matter as well, right? People come to you and they say, oh, but you're religious. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I mean, who are you to judge? Like, this is between you and your God, you know? This is, I mean, when the individual, whoever is doing whatever. This is between, so whatever is between me and my God, whatever is between you and your God. And like, this is,
I like that
you know,
Right.
we weren't put on this earth to judge each other.
Exactly.
You know, we can have a relationship or we don't. You can like me or not. Social media, you press the follow button. You know, I didn't come to you and say, hey,
Right.
Vishen, follow me on Instagram. And then you saw something you didn't know. You made the conscious decision to press follow. If you don't like it, the button is
Yeah,
still
it's-
there. It's called unfollow. Just press it.
Exactly. They're like a billion people to follow. I love it how people want to follow you and then judge you and criticize you and
Yeah.
tell you that you are wrong for simply sharing your way of life.
Yeah.
So I remember when we first met, you came up to me and you recognized my name from a meditation
Correct.
on Mindvalley that you said you had listened to countless hundreds of times.
Hundreds, yeah.
Tell us that story.
So this is one of my favorite meditations. You know, I'm a big fan of Bob Proctor. May his soul rest
The
in
late
peace.
Bob Proctor, yeah.
Honestly, my dream was to hopefully meet him one day, but I didn't get a chance to. But this meditation I listened to, it's one of the meditations I listen to at night. And I love this meditation, putting it on, going to sleep.
What did this abundance meditation do for you?
So I believe that right before you go to sleep is one of the most important times of your day, and when you wake up. You know, everything I've read about and everywhere I was at. So it's like, you know, so you start your day right. So a lot of things tell you don't pick up your phone as soon as you wake up. Don't read the news. Don't engage in conversations. Wake up, meditate, get yourself ready. And then also right before you sleep, right now you've like taken all this in, right? So right before you go to sleep, you want to just like calm down, and talks to you about abundance. So it puts you in a very like calm state of mind.
To receive.
Yeah. And then you, to be honest, I wouldn't be able to tell you what was inside it, because a lot of times
It's hypnotic, right?
Yeah. I literally wake up when he's like at the end of it. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And he's literally programming your brain to receive abundance as you have in your life.
yeah. And then imagine going to sleep,
Right.
programming your mind. That's where your mind, your subconscious mind is
That's
at
amazing.
work. You know, that's where it's at work. That's it. Like, I'm asleep. I'm not out here. I'm not driving. I'm not thinking. No, you are. Now you told your mind, hey, right before you go on this break,
Love it.
here you go. So abundance is one of my favorite topics related to spirituality and meditation. Like, I love that word. Saying that word, abundance, is like, I love it. So at the start of the meditation, he says, this is a gift from Vishen at Mindvalley. I never understood what Vishen was or what Mindvalley was, for that matter. When I got introduced to you that day, someone's like, hey, this is Vishen from Mindvalley. It was like,
And you remember it from the
It's like
meditation.
something
Right.
hit me like
So-
a bus. I was like, what?
And it's a great meditation, right? It
Amazing.
impacted your life. So let me tell the audience about this. So firstly, we're going to make this meditation free for all of you on our YouTube channel and on our Mindvalley app. I suggest you download it on the Mindvalley app so it's portable and easy to listen to. It's called Abundance by Bob Proctor.
I love it.
Okay, so just download the Mindvalley app, click on Meditations, under search, type in Abundance, Bob Proctor, and you'll find it. That's spelled Procter. So Bob Proctor was a man who influenced me. Do you know, before I started the Mindvalley that we know today, I was building a website for him. I was his web designer.
Really?
And he inspired me. I was also teaching meditation classes, and he came up to me, and he told me that I was playing too small.
Wow.
And I quit teaching meditation that weekend. And I went on to rethink my life. And 2 years later, I launched my festival, A-Fest. But it was because Bob Proctor kicked me in the butt.
Yeah.
He was a big influence on me.
When
But
was this, by the way? How
this
long?
was 2008. 2008. But at that same time, he was visiting me in my office. And I said, hey, Bob, I'm thinking about, well, this actually was 2 years later when I started getting more successful. He was visiting me in the office. He told me how proud he was of me. And I really respected that man. And I said, Bob, you know, your lessons on abundance, I'm launching this new meditation app. Would you record a meditation for me? And so he recorded the meditation immediately in that office. And he started in a very curious way. He said, and this meditation is for Vishen from Mindvalley. Vishen asked me to record this. And my editor forgot to cut that out. And it just went up in the app.
Wow.
And that's how I guess we connected.
I love hearing that story because if your editor had cut that out, that moment where we met would have been completely different. And I don't know if it's going to resonate with anyone else like it did with me, but the fact that I've listened to this like 100 times and that's how I was introduced to you. And it was actually a mutual friend that we have, Sarah, by the way, who invited me. I almost didn't make it. I was putting my kids to sleep and then I was like, where am I? And then I'm like, let's just go and see what it's like. And I'm showing up. It's another yacht in Dubai. I'm like, oh God, another yacht party. And then I get on there.
And the next
I
thing
meet
you know,
I bump into my good friend Wyclef. I meet like another couple who are like doing meditation. They actually did a whole session with me. And then Ola, who works for you.
Yeah.
She tells me that she hit me up. And then I'm like, oh my God, like Ola had just emailed me a year ago about a festival, and I'm like, that was you? She said yes. And that whole thing was like, it was a great night. Thank you for that.
So when I create these gatherings, I bring together fascinating people, but I work, have an open mind for what I'm about to say, but I work on the energy structure of the room to create this energy where everyone deeply connects. Everyone has a completely like heart-opening time of compassion and love and respect. There's no ego. And everybody is just really humble and huge connections are formed.
Amazing.
I believe we can influence the energy of a room.
Yeah.
And I try to do that when I'm creating festivals or when I'm creating events or even when I'm bringing special guests like you together for these parties.
So you're an energy designer, would you say that?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Energy architect.
Right. Even better.
I practice Qigong every day. I practice Qigong to channel energy and then I put this energy into different projects, different events that I'm doing.
I'm glad I came here today because it makes me want to go back because, you know, the thing about spirituality and religion, the more you leave it, by the way, it's not only spirituality and religion. This is gym, this is food, this is spirituality, this is religion, right? If you continue to consciously make an effort and, you know, keep it in your mind, you will remember to do it. Right. I have this thing that I've stuck on my mirror. When I used to have I had like a room in the house, which was, I had all my stuff, equipment in there. When I had my second baby, my wife took it and turned it all pink. So I don't have that room anymore. But when I had that room, I had my own bathroom. On that mirror, I had stuck like these 20 things that I used to say every day. I used to read it every day. I used to get up, wash my face, brush my teeth. I have an abundance of energy. I'm free of pain. Today's my day. Today I'll change my life. I am strong. I'm beautiful. I'm loved. Unlimited energy will find me today. Today I'm a magnet for ideas. I'll be a giver of love today. The sunrise fills me with confidence. Whatever challenges come my way, I will overcome them. Today I will learn and grow. I'll be a better person today. I'll help someone today. I love who I see in the mirror. I am grateful for another day to shine, and I will be fearless today. And I used to boom, bang my chest and like scream super loud every single day. But the day I moved to the other bathroom, it was like a day yes, a day no, a week I forgot, and like, so it's a reminder. So as long as you have it in front of you, because you know the mind forgets. It's human nature.
Right.
The pilot reads a book before he flies the plane because he doesn't trust his memory for flying the plane. So it's the same thing that applies to spirituality, religion, food, gym, and all of that.
We have to constantly reinforce this in our mind.
100%.
I love what you just shared. By the way, that list that you just read out we need to share this with the audience.
100%, yeah. I remember the times when I was reading those, I just had a better day. There was a higher chance of me having a good day when I read that in the morning than when I did it.
I love that. That should be the new DJ Bliss song. You need to turn that into a song.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. You know what? I am going to make a song that's going to be motivative and spiritual, and you can still dance and have a good time with it.
Why do you think that list works for you?
It's all the right things. They're all positive affirmations, and it ticks the box of whatever is going to happen today, right? Today I will learn and grow. I'll be fearless. I have an abundance of energy. Whatever challenges come my way, I will overcome them. I'll be a good person today. I will help someone today. Like, I literally want to do those things every day, regardless of what happens. If I meet a bad guy, if something bad happens, like, it literally answered, here's the answer to whatever is going to happen today. There you go.
Do we have permission to share that list for other people to print this out and stick it on their mirror?
I didn't create it, but,
So let's call this the Bliss List.
I love it.
Okay? DJ Bliss's Bliss List.
I love it.
And I want to see you guys stick this on your mirror. You can edit it if you want, but if you're using the words DJ Bliss is using, call it the Bliss List, stick it in your mirror, send us a photo. I think you guys are going to see a remarkable change in your life. It's beautifully poetically worded too.
It's so, and I like at the end of it, I will be fearless today. Like, when I first started, it's like, I'll be fearless. And then every day that I will be fearless is one of the most important things that you need to be. You have to be fearless going out into this world. So, when you put fear aside, there's nothing that can scare you. And Will Smith is a good friend of mine. He's always told me this. He always talks about fear. And he's one of those guys who doesn't, tell you straight up. Mm-hmm. But if you really pay attention to what he's saying, that guy is giving you gems all the time. Go just watch his interviews and videos. There's gems everywhere. Yeah. I've told him, I said, bro, sometimes you have answered questions for me without me even talking to you. Like, if I go find some of your interviews and stuff, like, you've answered some of those questions for me.
He's a wise man.
Love him. Yeah, great guy.
How do you juggle being a father, being a husband, and this thriving career?
It's tough, I'm not going to lie. But I think it's in the benefit of my kids. Luckily I work at night and my businesses I own, so I can go whenever I want and juggle that. And honestly, sometimes I'll put my kids to sleep. I'll go DJ. I'll come back home, go to sleep. They wake me up in the morning. They don't even know I left. So I've already gone and done my work.
Wow,
without
that's
them
convenient.
even knowing. Yeah. It's hard because they wake me up. They're lifting my eyelid at like 7 in the morning.
How old are your kids?
So they're 2 and 4. And
that's a beautiful age.
Yeah, I feel like when you go through this, you understand that no matter how much you don't sleep, what you don't have, what you're going through in life, when you see the kids, all that goes away. Literally, I never was a morning person until I had kids. They come to me at 7, like, Daddy, wake up, play with me, and I'm like, okay, let's go, let's do it.
What do you think is your contribution to the world? What do you think is going to be your legacy?
Man, that's I don't like thinking that far, but I wanted to be known as someone who contributed, first of all, to my city musically, right. And did something for the people and the change, and be remembered for that. And I think it's too far to look at, but it's something that's right now which could probably turn into that, which is I want to be the person who goes out of the UAE, and every city or country you think of, you can name an artist, right? If I told you Korea, right, you can name an artist. If I told you Sweden, you can, right, name an artist. So I want to be that guy for the UAE. I want to go out there. I want to be doing interviews, and people ask me in interviews around the world, whether it's a late night show, whether it's a radio station in America and Europe and Asia, so tell us about Dubai. Aside from what I'm doing with my music, I want them, because I feel like, I don't know, even though Dubai is a popular place and the UAE is a popular place, we get a bad rep sometimes because they love you and they love you, but they hate you and they hate you. I always say, I wrote this quote once and people loved it. They love you until they hate you. And that's because, it's shiny, it's bright, we have amazing things. But as soon as they find a little something, they go right after us. And I feel like it's not fair because you're not really talking to the people. Like, I'm born and raised here. Like, I've never left. I've seen the whole thing come up. So it's unfair to talk to people who've been here for just a couple of years and get a reaction like that. Like, have you been to Fujairah? Have you swam in the ocean that's part of the Indian Ocean on the other side? Have you slept in the desert overnight? Have you been to Deira, the gold souk? Have you crossed over the Abra for 2 dirhams? Have you drank karak from the Indian shop, you know, and bird? Like, have you done all of those things to be able to really, like, you know, give us an answer? So my goal is really, you know, for the music to take off, travel the world, DJ, and also, like, you know, like I said, be known as the world famous Emirati DJ Bliss, to be that.
So I'll tell you what I think is your legacy, based on my observation. But to say that, I first got to say that I love Dubai. I bought an apartment here. I released a video recently that went viral, over 1 million views, talking about why I believe Dubai is a place where smart people move to. But the thing is, as soon as that video went viral, I see people, usually Europeans and Americans, criticizing Dubai.
Yeah.
They're like, how can you support a country? I thought you were spiritual. Dubai uses slave labor.
Yeah.
Dubai has no history. The city is fake.
Yeah.
And I see all of this, and I think it's a certain form of Eurocentrism that is, if a Middle Eastern or an Indian or an Asian city becomes truly good, they must have cheated.
Yeah.
They must have done it in a way, because how can they be that good?
Yeah.
And I don't blame these people for being ignorant. Many of them have never set foot in Dubai.
Right.
But one comment really stuck out to me. Somebody commented below my video on Dubai. They said, Dubai is not real. Real cities are cities like Paris and London and New York, because you can go into a restaurant or a bar, an underground club, and you will meet artists, you will meet musicians. You never know who you're going to bump into.
Who made that rule?
Exactly. and this comment came the day after. I was literally on a yacht, and there was you.
Yeah.
You were singing, and Wyclef John was there.
He did a song for us also.
Exactly. And so your contribution to Dubai is that you are a piece of Dubai and Emirati culture.
Right.
When you walk the streets, you are walking the streets as an Emirati. When people bump into you in a bar, when they see you perform, you are not an import. You are the culture.
Correct.
Right? Your music, your vibe, even your song, Hala Wala, with its Arabic verses and Arabic roots, is culture. You are, in a way, sparking culture. And culture needs a spark. But you're probably going to inspire hundreds of local Emirati musicians before you die. And I think that's your contribution.
I hope so. I mean, it would be my dream. You know, I feel like the industry that we're in, we need to support each other. At the end of the day, there's room for everyone, right? And there's no point in trying to be like that and like have that kind of energy. Like, at the end of the day, like, you know, me and you, either we're have mutual respect for each other, or we support each other, which is in both our benefits, right? I'm not going to eat your food. You're not going to eat my food. We can actually all eat a lot better and more if we worked as a unit. That's the bottom line, right? It's you know, an army is not built of one person. You know, a football team is not just one person, a basketball team and all that stuff. So as a unit, you can really do a lot more things. And when people understand that, and I would love to be that person, like, you know, years from now, and they say, oh, this is, you know, the guy who came before us and paved the way for us, like, that would, I mean, if what you're saying comes to reality, that would be the most amazing feeling for me. Like, I would feel like very satisfied.
So next question is, given where you are right now in the field of music, I'm a writer, and I'm seeing writing completely disrupted by ChatGPT and AI. And in a few months, several new music-based AI services are going to launch where anybody can create music. Tell us about your thoughts on this whole emerging field of AI in music.
First of all, this website is like, blows my mind away. I mean, it's like Google, but way smarter. Like, it's like you asked someone. So that just blows my mind. And the whole AI voice thing, a DJ just posted a video the other day. He's like, and he turned it into like a meme. He's like, wrote a nursery rhyme song with Eminem's voice and put it over an EDM beat to see how people responded. And then boom, he plays it.
This is the future rave sound. I'm getting lost in an underground. This is the future rave sound. I'm getting lost in an underground.
And I'm like, this sounds like better than Eminem. So my
He
first
synthesized Eminem's voice,
Yeah.
probably using 11 labs, and then he had ChatGPT write a song, a nursery rhyme in Eminem style.
Right.
And he created instantly Eminem rapping that song.
insane, right? So my question is like, that's it. We have this technology, right? We can't go back now. Obviously, there's a legality issue where we can't just me and you go and make a song and make it Eminem's voice and put it out, but it's there. So it blows my mind. I mean, for the artists, I think they're probably sitting scratching their head right now a lot, because it's not about that, right? I mean, look at me as a DJ, right? If I needed a feature with the likes of a Drake or Eminem or Kanye West, and it was not possible to happen, however, I could now write a song, sound almost like them, change it a little bit. Or I don't even know if it's illegal. Is it illegal? Because it's not really
I
them.
don't know. I don't think the
Sounds
laws
like
have
them.
caught up. But music is about to go through a really interesting, but I'd argue favorable disruption.
Look, I don't go against the grain. Right? The world doesn't stop moving, and things just continue going. Right? The stream is not going to stop. The water stream. So you just have to figure out how you build your boat and ride the stream. That's how I see it.
So
I'm not like, oh my God, I'm against it. No, dude, don't say that, because that's not reality. This is going ahead.
Yeah.
All right. The ship is gonna sail. Either you try and find a spot on the ship and be part of it. Don't try to stop the ship. It's not gonna stop.
you can't stop the ship. So Tim Urban, the philosopher, he writes a philosophical blog called Wait But Why? And he talks about this idea called the human colossus. He says that with AI, it's as if the brains of billions of human beings around the world are going to merge into one collective superhuman called the colossus. And this colossus is basically our brains, our rich history of writing, of music, plugged into AI. And it's a great democratization force. So I know that my worth as a writer, I probably won't get the same royalties I got before for writing books, because writing those books is now easier and a lot more people can do it. But I'm proud of the fact that I fed my writing knowledge into the human colossus, into this AI.
right.
Likewise, every musician has fed their art collectively, their music, and now everybody can become a musician easier. Everybody can become a writer easier. And my argument is, collectively, while it may not be good for an individual writer like me, collectively, everyone benefits from it. And so it's elevating our human species. I wonder what the future of music is going to be, but it's going to be a lot more diverse and personal and customized than ever before.
Yeah, I mean, when I start thinking about what the future in general is going to be like, I was thinking like, you remember when we used to watch the Jetsons? Like we thought like, wow, that's so crazy. It's about to happen, It's so close to reality now. Like what is really next? So it's an interesting time. I mean, you've got kids, right?
Yeah, 2.
So as a father, all you think about is, I hope that the world is going to be a safe place for my kids to grow up, right? And I hope whatever technology is coming out contributes in some way to making life better and not worse. And looking at it, people do try and scare you sometimes. That's what the job of news is. But hopefully the technology is going to make life better. I mean, look at the advances in technology, especially like in things like healthcare, right? It is like helping. Like, I mean, if this, what you were talking about over here, the AI and all that, it's now going to cure diseases, and then, hey, I'm all for it.
So what is next for you?
I'm
What are you
currently
excited
I'm currently filming season 2 of Dubai Bling, and I haven't had much time to tour and travel because the show came out at the end of last year. We had like a month break, and then we got straight back into shooting. So as soon as it's done, I'm gonna take it easy for Ramadan, do family time. I love it. It's my favorite month. And then right after that, I'm gonna probably get on a plane and start touring the world, like going to cities to DJ. Amazing. And like getting back onto creating content and just like working on the music is the most important thing for me.
Well, thank you. This has been an inspiring conversation. So thank you all for tuning in. This is DJ Bliss, and remember the Bliss list. Put that up on your mirror. And also, listen to the Abundance Meditation on the Mindvalley app. All the details are on the show notes. Listen to this for 7 days in a row before going to sleep. And write in the comments what you feel it does to your brain. Where can people find you on Instagram?
So I'm at DJ Bliss Dubai on Instagram. My website is djbliss.com, so it'll take you to all the links. The music's all over Spotify and all streaming platforms, and music videos on YouTube. And I might take your advice and like create this like spiritual, high energy song very, very soon.
Amazing. Thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in.